When I say this film exceeded the expectations that I never had, I mean it really exceeded the expectations that I never had. And what I mean by that is being a fan of the franchise since I was a kid, the original films, when they announced that they were coming out with another installment of the Hunger Games franchise and it would be a prequel about Snow and basically his uprise to power, I was psyched as hell, man. I can't even lie. I knew that I had to see this opening night no matter what. And so, like, I didn't even have expectations. I just was excited to watch this. So basically, like, it kind of really went in with just like a blank canvas, and I kind of am glad I did because wow, like, it blew me away with how good this film was. It is now my probably my second favorite in out of all the films. Catching Fire being number one still, as always. That's the best film. I don't care what anyone says. That is the best one. Wow, but wow. First, I want to touch on the performances in here. Rachel Zegler, she was great. She nailed her accent in here good. And I actually found out after the film that she actually sang the songs in here. So, wow. Great to her. The songs in here were great, man. The whole soundtrack, just, The Hanging Tree, everything from the OG films. And it just was great. I love The Hanging Tree, man. That creeped me out as a kid, I won't lie. But it's amazing, and just the music in here really tells a difference and paints the story even better. It's very vital to the story, and it made it even more enjoyable. And with any good film, having a good soundtrack or a score can make the scenes 10 times more impactful and even better. So well done to them for that. The symbolism here was actually great and down to detail. That's what I do love about what Lawrence does with the Hunger Games films. He always focuses on the symbolism here, and that's what like even the small details such as the Mockingjay or when they had the dress in the original one, or just certain songs, certain flowers, like literally anything. I'm not gonna speak on all the symbols they had in the movie, but the symbolism here is great, and it speaks for itself. Like, you don't even need to have there be dialogue to just know what's going on when you see a symbol. Like, that's what I love about this film and all these films in general. Like, you just know, like, it's basically a picture painting 1,000 words. You already know what the meaning is without even anyone having to say anything, and that's what's great about these films. Now, I forgot to talk about Hunter Schafer. I love you. I love her. She's a queen. I'm glad she got a bigger role for once, and for her amount of screen time on here, she was very enjoyable. But the real person that took the show was Viola Davis. She killed her role, nailed it. And if you know Viola Davis and seen her in other films, just basically her whole filmography, she's always the character that's the one you're emotionally connected to, the one that you're rooting for, just the moral person, the great guy, great girl, whatever. But in here, she's complete opposite, and she killed the villain role. Whoever cast her did great because she was terrifying here. Dinklage, I love you because of Game of Thrones. And with Dinklage's character in here, he nailed his performance too. He was the perfect casting for this character, I feel like. I don't know if they could have honestly done it any better. Most of the casting throughout this whole film was actually done very well, honestly. And some films, they really lack with that. They'll get a couple of characters here and there. It's like, oh, wow, good. But no, they did great in here. Really, Viola Davis, though, like, I still can't get over it. Like, wow, she has such range. That is a great actress right there, guys. I'm telling you. If you haven't checked out her other films, you definitely need to. She's great. But I just really love this film because it gave Snow, like, basically a chance to tell his story of why he became who he was in the original films. As we know, he's cold-hearted. He has no remorse. He basically doesn't give a damn about anyone probably but himself. He's wealthy. He's basically your average rich guy. Basically, I don't care about the world. I'm rich. I can do what I want, whatever. But like you see in this film, his backstory, and just basically his whole uprise to power, and basically to how he became the cold-hearted man we know as President Snow. And that's what I did like, is it gave his character basically more value, more substance, and more meaning. Like, they layered his character perfectly. Like, it basically is like adding icing to a cake and putting a cherry on top. Because, wow, I see why Snow is the man that he is in the original films. I see everything he dealt with and just why. And his rise to power just was so good. But you gotta watch this film, guys. Please, I beg you. Goodbye.